came out of the dark into the light. I chose to follow Jesus. And when I first got here, serving was about pleasing Jesus. I didn't care if the pastor ever mentioned my name. I didn't care if anybody ever saw me. I was the first one in, the last one out, because I just wanted to serve Jesus. And then over time, don't nobody ever tell me thank you. They didn't know I was here all night. I'm just a volunteer. I don't even know if I could go. I got other stuff to do. Do I want to go to church? That worship wasn't really hitting last week. I know what's in the room. And you think you're just having a moment, and little by little, you're drifting. Jesus doesn't leave us. We leave him. And little by little, you find yourself entertaining people that reflect the life he delivered you from. It's a slow drift. It's not one huge decision that gets you in Jesus and out of him. No. Most of the time, it's offense. Something big or small hits your heart and goes unresolved. Now, the enemy has access. Now your vision is obscured. You can't even see things clearly. So when your leader says, hey, we missed you at church today, you hear why you didn't show up to serve. Because your lens is offense. So they trying to, because the next one will be like, don't nobody even care if I don't show up. I just asked you. What make up your mind? I'm trying to care. But when offense hits your heart and it's unresolved, it becomes the lens in which you live life. Now you're the victim in everything. So you go to slow drift. You was serving, you was after God, I love God. And you want to come to my church? I love my church. This is the greatest place on earth. Oh my God. That's fine. Jesus. Sometimes it's a cop-out to keep inviting people to your church because you don't actually know the Jesus you representing, and the only card you got to play is your church until you get mad at them. So the real thing is this relationship with Jesus needs to be about Jesus. If it's not, everything that's supposed to represent Jesus that disappoints you, now you up off Jesus because now you mad at people. That's why you need to know Jesus for yourself. Coming to church on Sunday is like the shot of espresso. It ain't gonna hold you, bruh. It ain't gonna hold you. You need to develop a relationship over here where you understand his nature and his heart and what things mean. So when you step in to serve in your local church, it is about pleasing the Lord. I don't care if nobody call my name. I don't care if they be like, who was that one girl? So all I know is she really be serving because you don't care nothing about these people. I'm serving as unto the Lord. So when offense hits your heart, it goes, Lord, deal with my heart so I can see your people the way that you see them so I can stay in place. Because if the Lord places you in the body as he sees fit, the moment you are offended, you get out of place. Now the body is limp. Slow drift. Now you half go to church. And now them people that you wasn't fooling with when you was over here loving the Lord, you're like, I'm sorry, girl, I can't even talk to you no more because I really love Jesus. I'm locked in. I'm with Jesus. We are. All I need is Jesus. You got to get these people up out my circle. I had to cut them off. Now the people you didn't cut off when you was really rocking with Jesus, now your heart's offended. Now you're like, hey, what y'all doing? All Satan needs is a door. And most of us, he ain't even got a knock on it. We like, come on in. Take a seat. Let's fool with this. Let's see how far I can go without really going. And you don't recognize you are participating in your slow drift. But we are really good at church about pretending. So you still showing up, you still doing all the things, but we can tell your heart is off because you can't hide an impure heart because it comes up. even when you're trying to hide it. When somebody says something, you get in that little corner and you be like, yeah, because I know, girl, because so-and-so. Check your heart. When your response is always negative, check your heart and shut it up. Because what you fail to realize is you are planting seeds that you will reap. So if you ain't got nothing good to say, you better zip that lip, because you're going to eat that. That's Bible. As long as the earth remains, there will be seed, time, and harvest. That's not just your money. All right. I don't even slow drift, right? You start fooling with the people who reflect your old life. I'm giving you the game because when you in it, you can't recognize it. I was telling y'all about my own business because I was trying to figure out where the door was. Okay, so I was like really, really rocking with Jesus. I was really locked in. I counted it a privilege that God would use me. I was like, oh my goodness, little old me. What's happening? You know, traveling all over the world, doing all the things. And then I got about, if I could go back there to the wall, I would. Because I got all the way over here and I was like, I don't want to do this no more. How did I get over here? I'm doing all the things for God. I'm doing all the things for God, but I left him over here. I'm going to tell y'all where I left him. I was offended. I was offended by the world. I'm like, I'm tired of this. I took a bold step of obedience for the Lord, and it felt like my life came crashing down. And I was offended. Hit my heart. And little by little, I started drifting. Because I'm trying to figure out, hey, Lord, I did this for you. And you just going to be letting these people do this? Drift. So then it's like, oh, I need to take a break. But the break, first of all, ain't no rest apart from God. I don't know where we got that from. Oh, I'm just resting. And then you doing all the things that don't include God. That's not rest. It's giving trap. Set up. It's drifting on them. Just drifting. You are drifting on a memory of who God was, and you have gone away from him. And then I started paying attention to my circle. And I'm like, who are these people? And then I recognized where I was once boldly declaring things, now I'm drift. It's a slow drift. I went kayaking one time, worst decision of my life. Guess what happens when you move to people that are not like you? And you start to think you can do things they do. And I found myself in the Pacific Ocean kayaking. I didn't belong there. I'm from Chicago. I was trying to figure out how I got in the middle, and I saw a whale and thought it was a shark and thought my life was over. I said, this is what happens when you move with others. Because somebody should have said, girl, we don't do this. I was already there. I was already committed. And I recognized that at one point my arms had got tired. I was like, I'm sick of this. And I don't know who talked me into this. And I just sat there. And then I looked up and I was further away from the shore, which meant I was going to have to work harder to get back. But I had just gave up. I stopped putting the work in because my arms were tired. And I was relying on my own strength, and I didn't have it no more. And by the time I looked up, the shore was way further than I would have been because I just gave up. And some of us, in our journeys of faith, when it gets hard, we want to just... And now we have slowly drifted out of position. And this is the thing, bro. Satan is a punk. Because do nothing. This journey is a product of my decisions apart from the counsel of the Lord. Because remember, Jesus says you have left your first love. It didn't say he left me. It didn't even say I lost him. At some point, I made a decision that I could do this on my own. And we don't blatantly make that decision. We start making decisions without him, and we drift.
Thank you for watching this year's Fresh Oil Experience. If you would like to join us for 2025, be sure to register at thisisfreshoil.com.
Worship like you know who you are. Worship like you know who you are. Worship like you know who you are.